Yeah, I feel like a couple of years you were like in Germany in the winter, you were like, I need to get to Portugal. And now you're having like 30, 40 person gatherings with like kids and dogs running around. Like it's really special to see that come to life.
It's amazing. Like I don't know, people are connecting on the thread I created and are connecting.
All right, my friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're calling from. You're home here at Cabin. What's up, y'all? Hope you are all doing amazing out there. I am so grateful to see so many beautiful people here today. Woo! So, to all the cabin friends, old and new, to the dreamers, to the builders, to the nature lovers, to the parents and young families out there, to the people who are excited about change and connection and making meaning of this chaotic world, I am so blessed to share this space with y'all today. We have an amazing call today. Now, for those that don't know me, my name is JD, and I've been in and around the cabin community since the beginning. And now it's been a little bit since I had the honor of emceeing the State of the Network, but I had to come back on the microphone and this little box of digital hope because the latest happenings in the cabin community are just too exciting right now. Now, we have an amazing gathering planned for y'all today filled with cabin updates, info about the upcoming Neighborhood Accelerator cohort, how to apply for it, cabin celebrations, and so much more. So let's get into it. So, what is Cabin today? Cabin is a group of friends and families building a network city of modern villages. Now, as you may have recently seen, we just published an updated version of our vision document, and we're so excited to share the latest happenings with the larger cabin community. Savannah is going to be dropping that link in the chat, so if you haven't already taken a look at it, go ahead and do that. But let's be clear, though. The long-term cabin vision you know and love is still the same, but our short and medium-term focuses are now centered around supporting people who want to build regenerative neighborhoods, communities, and lifestyles together. At Cabin, we are stewards helping stewards create the lives of their dreams. And as you'll see in the recently published vision document, our community has made a big shift from young, nomadic, and remote to intergenerational, rooted, and really centered around supporting urban friends and families around the world. Now, over the last 3 years, we've been through many exciting chapters, and to be honest, all trails have led here. Cabin has always been a leader in community-driven bottom-up processes, and that still remains true today. Now, for some of you who are looking to spend time outside the city in nature, living in connection with the land, there are still those opportunities. But right now, the focus is on supporting people that are a bit more rooted in place, people that are actively investing their heartbeats in their local community, people that are interested in building right where they are already living. Now, funny enough, a lot of our community actually already lives in cities. So if a cabin enclave has not bubbled up or emerged yet in your city, my friends, this might be the exciting opportunity for you to step into a steward role in your home region. Now, more on that in a bit. I'm now going to bring up the cabin visionary we know and love to share a little more about the latest vision document, our 5 obvious truths, where we are, where we're going. And after that, we'll chat more about the different ways you can get involved and about the Neighborhood Accelerator program itself. All right, my friends, it's an honor to welcome Mr. John Hillis to the stage. John, how are we feeling today?
I am feeling so good, JD. It is great to have you back on the DJ mic, and it's great to see all these bright, smiling faces this morning. Hello, everyone. Um, I'm here to talk a little bit about our obvious truths, our life principles that we try to organize around. And these principles are derived from the lived behaviors of our community. They're things that grow and evolve slowly over time through our collective actions. And we're going to be updating those and sharing a new set based on community feedback today as part of that ever evolving and updating set of obvious truths. And The five obvious truths that we have right now are live near friends, it takes a village, do the thing, touch grass, and play infinite games. I'm going to talk a little bit about each of those. The first one, live near friends, is about turning your friends into neighbors and your neighbors into friends. This is the bread and butter of Cabin and our neighborhood accelerator. And we believe that we're our best selves when we live near people we admire, and that living near friends and family is a deeply natural thing for humans to do. It's how most people who have ever existed have lived. We want to get back to that new old way of living. The second obvious truth is it takes a village. And we believe that it takes a village to raise kids, but it also takes kids to raise a village. The only way to build a community with resilience and longevity is by designing for intergenerational living. This is really personal for me. Had my first kid. My son was born 9 months ago. And we don't think everyone needs to have kids, but we do believe that the whole village should be a part of raising them. Our third obvious truth is do the thing. And this one's about learning how to stop talking and start doing. Because at Cabin, we value actions over abstract ideas. We like to make, test, build, create. We practice duocracy, the art of being the change you want to see. And while we enjoy philosophy, we value people and processes that make positive, tangible changes in their actual environment. The fourth one is touch grass. It's about getting offline and building resiliency with nature. Spending time in nature is crucial for mental, emotional, spiritual well-being. And while the internet's great, so is unplugging and being present in good old-fashioned reality. At Cabin, we believe that the best compounding store of value is a regenerative local community, and that our goal is to build a globally resilient network of these local communities. And finally, we like to play infinite games. Life is a long-term live action role-playing game. It's a LARP, and at Cabin, we practice co-creation, cooperation, and reciprocity to promote a culture of positive sum coordination. We do all of this with an eye towards the long term because Rome wasn't built in a day, and Cabin is not going to be finished in our lifetimes. So these five principles represent a snapshot of our community, but they're not anything written in stone. They're just words. And the real obvious truths are the actions that we each take every day in our local communities. So let's get out there and do the thing.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing all of that, John. Wow, we've created so many memories together over the years. We're going to take a second to look back before we look forward and really get into what the rest of this year and into next year looks like. So it's been years now of building together and creating memories, from the first days of the creator residency programs to the birth of the DAO, to all the retreats and cabin weeks, launching cabin.city with the census, city directory, co-living experiences around the world, citizenship, to babies being born, friendships being made, bread being broke, guitars being strummed, and then now in 2024, the birth of our Neighborhood Accelerator program. And this program is really centered around the deep, long-term work of supporting current and future stewards who are building community in their locales. We've created so many memories together, and the journey has just begun. So 2024 has been another great one. So we wanted to take a moment to just share some highlights from the moments we've co-created together. Now, the first part of the year was pretty special. Y'all are wild. You hosted 34 supper clubs around the world, from Boston to Berlin to Bangalore. These were global gatherings that brought together local communities. And, it was really supper clubs that planted the seeds of the Neighborhood Accelerator. I think that these gatherings really showed us that there was a big appetite for local building. So the year continued on, and as I mentioned, the Neighborhood Accelerator program was born. Now, this program first blossomed when a small group of builders and dreamers came together in a sharing circle of mutual support. And I think it was clear there that there was something more, and that initial sharing circle ultimately led us to build out the formal Neighborhood Accelerator program. And then cohort one was launched. And cohort one has been a huge success and actually wraps up this week. And it's been really cool to see all the participants support each other as we collectively follow our dreams and build community together. I mean, at the end of the day, like what really matters, and for me, it's creating that sense of community where we live. Of course, it's great to have this, global network of places we can travel to and connect with other people, but on the day-to-day life and lived experience, it's really about going deep where you are. Now, we'll share more details about cohort two and how to apply in a bit, but I first want to welcome up another guest to the stage. It's an amazing community builder, connector, neighborhood steward, and the coordinator of the Neighborhood Accelerator program to help show us a little more details about the program, how you can get involved, how you can apply. So let's give a little jazz hands and warm welcome to Savannah. Savannah, what is up? You've been intimately engaged with the community over the last several months. So we'd love to have you take a moment to recognize some of the builders out there doing their thing. Savannah, how we doing?
I'm so good, JD. Thank you so much. I'm good because I've had the pleasure of working with some incredible humans this year. I want to celebrate the people from the Neighborhood Accelerator cohorts first, and many of them are here today. These were the early adopters who stuck their necks out and built community in their neighborhoods. And I really want you all to know that these are some of the most thoughtful, purpose-driven people I've met in a long time. So there's a lot of names, but there's Kati and Steven in Portugal, there's Charmaine in San Francisco, there's my partner John and I in Boulder, there's Grin and Diana in Boston, there's Pierce in the Philippines, Bethany in New York City, David in Israel, Forrest in Olympia, Washington, Cam and Shira in Oakland, Matai in Ojai, and Jackson in Venice, California. So I just want to see y'all put your hands up and celebrate these amazing humans. You're gonna get a little bit weird on this call, and I think that's good for all of us. Thank you. Okay, next slide. I want to celebrate in particular David, Kati, and Kunal for everything they've done this past year. Nope. These three are in the Discord, they're in the forum, they're starting conversations, they're sharing ideas for where Cabin should go next. In particular, David's been helping out with copywriting and marketing strategy. Kati's really been bringing the community strategy, and Kunal's been bringing the business strategy. They are just of three examples of what makes Cabin so great. People who care about community, who care about building new societies, and are actually doing the thing. So give me some of your silliest dance moves to celebrate these wonderful people. Just, and if you're not sharing your video, like I need it to be extra weird because you're not sharing your video. Come on. Okay, next are our mentors in the Neighborhood Accelerator. There's Shawnee and Graham, who taught us how to meet our neighbors and create a culture of belonging. There's Priya and Phil, who taught us how to get our friends to move into our neighborhoods. Their knowledge and coaching was invaluable in our program. Next slide, yeah. We're so, so grateful to them. So let me see you get a little crazy for the mentors. I know these Zoom calls. We can't stay still. We got to be in our bodies. Y'all, come on. Thank you. Okay, next slide. I want to shout out Matai for running the Supper Club program, tending to the global Cabin community, and running Cabin's marketing. Matai was a true gift in our community in the last 2 seasons, especially. And then I also want to celebrate Christine Urban for flying across the planet and teaming up with Prospera to start a Cabin neighborhood in their special economic zone in Honduras. We're going to be gifting all of these amazing humans some Cabin tokens in their wallets. Next slide. Okay, and lastly, I want to shout out each and every one of you on this call. Thank you for coming. Thank you to everyone who's posted their thoughts in the forum, come to events, voted on proposals, and really just gotten involved in Cabin in any way. Give it up for yourselves.
Woo!
Come on. Inspire your neighbor with your moves. That's it for me. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you, Savannah, and for all the work you continue to put and all the love you share with the Cabin community. It's the individuals that really make this community so special. And it's when we come together that we can really make so much change and deep connection. So So thank you, Savannah, and thank you to everyone out there. All right, my friends, we've looked back a little bit, and now we're going to continue on and look forward to 2025 and beyond. So looking forward, as I mentioned, there will be a continued focus on supporting friends, families, and the growth of intergenerational neighborhoods. As you see here, and the end of this year and into 2025, it's really a time for individuals, families, and friends to step into leadership roles, plant the flag, and help create the neighborhoods of their dreams. Now, right now, we have 16 neighborhoods from urban Oakland to the mountains of the Sierras, from 75th Street in Manhattan to the special economic zone Savannah mentioned in Honduras. There's really something unique blooming here. And it's so cool to see the common thread that's starting to connect all these places. And really what we're starting to see is that they're walkable, they're long-term minded, and their values align neighborhoods that are really like living out our obvious truths. So we're so excited to support more neighborhood flourishing. And this is really just the beginning. Now, it's important for us as we grow to set goals. So what is that goal? 100 neighborhoods by 2027. Now, it's not really about the quantity of neighborhoods, while I think Cabin's network really gains its momentum through a lot of different unique special neighborhoods around the world, but it's really about the quality of connections and experiences that the network offers. But you might be wondering, how will we get there? Yep, you guessed it, the Neighborhood Accelerator Program. Savannah, I want to welcome you back up to this stage now to share more about the program, highlight some of the awesome participants and bring them up the stage for cohort 1, and elaborate a little more on what we can expect from cohort 2. So Savannah, what do we got?
Hey y'all. So I'm really excited about this next round of our program in the fall. We've already had a bunch of amazing applications come in from community builders around the world. Some of them are on this call. Hello. If you're excited to do the thing and build a community in your neighborhood, we'd really love you to join us. But I think the best way to understand what we're doing in the program is to hear some stories. So I want to tell you about my neighborhood in Boulder that I'm building with my boo, John Borychevsky. So, hey, boo. What are
Hey,
you
hello.
in our neighborhood?
Yeah, lots to be excited about. One of the biggest things is the fact that we're meeting people like ourselves who also want to build something here, and they're just coming out of just the neighboring buildings. We're just bumping into them as we knock on doors and go on walks. We're now planning a block party, and we're not actually in charge of the whole thing, which feels really great. We're going to take over the street for a bit and hopefully bump into even more people and just kind of take the street back from cars for a bit. We recently got a Starlink, and we're doing co-working in the park, which means we can now co-work in nature, of which Boulder has a lot of, which feels like a really cool thing to offer and share. And yeah, what about you, Savannah?
Um, I'm really excited to bump into people we know on walks and like actually feel like I live inside of a really well-connected village. John, Bo, and I, we don't know if we want to have kids or not, but all I know is like I want that sense of village around us if we do end up having kids. So building that now feels really important and feels like one of the greatest gifts we could give our kids. I'm also just really excited that like it's not just us doing this. Like there's actually a lot of other people who want to build community in our neighborhood already. There's other pockets of community at other apartment buildings that we're tapping into and like beginning to weave with, which is just really cool. Because there's like an appetite for this in our neighborhoods, and throughout the program I've been seeing a lot of other people realize like, oh yeah, other people want community just as much as we do. So now I'm going to pass it off to Bethany in New York City, and I need you all to know that Bethany is like a true badass. She's really kicked ass in our program, and yeah, welcome, Bethany.
Thank you all for having me and loving this MC energy. Just thanks so much, JD, DJ JD. So in June of 2024, this year, the week that this cohort began, my cat jumped off the roof of my apartment building on West 75th Street and landed on the balcony three floors down of the building next door. And I didn't know how to get her back because I didn't know my neighbors. I didn't even know my next door neighbors. And to me, this was just such a funny way of this journey beginning of how do we, when we're living on top of each other in this urban center, 1,000 people live on my block. How do we get to know each other next door when we're literally living on top of each other? And that's the goal we've been setting out to do this summer. So over the last 8 weeks, I've really appreciated the support and stewardship of this community in particular, because Cabin has given me the motivation to send out flyers, set up a lemonade stand, collect the names of people, start to really build these foundational building blocks. And we've had a couple of really nice micro successes, which we're looking at here. We've hosted a rooftop gathering for 12 folks in my building. We had a picnic in the park. We did a little tree planting here that was kind of sponsored by another group. And we're starting to get people excited to share things that they want to see happening on this block. My goal for the end of this summer was to have a couple of folks outside of me who are committed to doing this work, and I've successfully found 2 of those people right now. One thing that I've learned, if you're feeling intimidated by this, is I've talked to a lot of other block organizers in New York City, and they say you really only need 3 to 5 people to make a community happen. So that's been really motivating for me. Yes, it's really been hard to get those first couple of folks, but now we're going to be planning a block party for the fall. We've got really great energy and ideas coming in, and we're starting to also unlock little micro communication channels, building by building, to start to really figure out how we can talk with each other. So I really appreciated this program, and thanks for having me. And by the way, the cat survived. You could read the whole saga. It looks like Savannah posted it.
So good. Thank you, Bethany. Okay, let's give it up for Bethany once more. Come on. Okay, the deadline to apply for our program is September 8th, which is next Sunday. So get your application in soon if you want to join us. I'm dropping the link for the program. That's it for me.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I was really worried about the cat the whole time. You really had me on a cliffhanger there, but it's good to know that you're doing all right. Amazing. So get those applications in. You can scan that QR code, and Savannah also dropped the link in the chat there for y'all. If you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out on Discord as well. You can schedule a call. We can talk more about it. We really want to help you follow your dreams. And this program is really about mentorship and regular support and collective support. So if you need anything from us as you're deciding whether you want to apply or not, let us know. We're really here to help. All right, now I'm going to pass the mic over to Grin to share a little bit more about the product updates. Grin is the guy behind the scenes, tying it all together, making sure that the Cabin digital experience really supports our building in real life. What's up, Grin? How we doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you for putting this picture of my family in the slideshow. I'm going to tell my kids when we're done after this, they're going to be really pumped. They love it. Yeah, the product. So the biggest shift in the product has been towards more of this, the same way that Cabin's going, to supporting more rooted, more neighborhood building communities and showing off more of those communities. Because if you don't live in one, it's kind of hard to see what Cabin's about. So yeah, maps. I love that map. That map is one of the first things you'll see when you go to the Cabin homepage, and it's been one of the biggest changes. The green circles are the neighborhoods. The circles with the numbers are people from the census and where they live. And this is the best way to experience Cabin through the internet. Moving on, this is the city directory. It's also gotten a bit of a change. It's the list of neighborhoods that are within Cabin's city limits. And all the lovely people that you just heard about have pages on the directory talking about what they've been building. And my job is helping those stewards tell the story of what the neighborhood's like. What kinds of things happen there, why you might want to come visit, what it feels like, why you might want to live in one. Next time you're on the site, feel free to browse around, and you find a neighborhood that looks cool, reach out to the stewards. Maybe if FOMO strikes and you want to visit. Zooming further in on the Cabin census, the census is the list of all the people who are members of Cabin. And neighborhoods are awesome, and I eagerly look forward to the day when everyone has a Cabin neighborhood nearby. And even if you don't live in one, check the census. If you zoom in on your area, you might find there's already some Cabineers living near you. And you can click on their pin, which will soon have their photo on it, and it'll take you to their profile. You can learn more about them, and you can get in touch. I definitely encourage you to reach out to the people who live near you. That's how neighborhoods like this get started. By the way, another great way to use the census is if you're planning a trip somewhere. You can look up that area, and there's a good chance someone from Cabin is already there who will be happy to show you around. Finally, we have the profiles. They're getting some changes too. This is what you see if you click on one of the pins on the map. In this case, this is what you'll see if you click on my pin. And the neighborhood pages, they're trying to tell the story about a place. This page is trying to tell the story about a person. So here you would see my city where I live, some of my interests, my history with Cabin, that's the passport stamps, and also see ways to get in touch with me if you want to. So like if you're ever in Boston, absolutely hit me up. We'll go out, we'll get some lobster rolls, we'll see what's going on. It'll be fun. There's one thing that I'm kind of pumped to tell you about that's coming up soon, which is notifications about things that are happening nearby. I don't want Cabin to be like an app that's just one more place for you to have to go check to see what's going on. Instead, I want to let you know when there's something to pay attention to, like if somebody moves nearby, if a new neighborhood pops up, if there's an event going on. So that's why it's a good idea to make sure your profile with Cabin is up to date. If you moved in the last year or you spend more time on Farcaster instead of Twitter, make sure you put that in so that I don't spam you with info about a place that you're not that interested in. Thanks, JD.
Thank you, Grin. Super cool. Lots coming, lots of changes happening, and it's really like designed to help support, the IRL connections. So if you haven't already made a profile, you can go and create one at cabin.city. And if you already do have a profile, go ahead and update your location so you can get connected with other Cabin members in the area. All right. Thank you again, Grin, for sharing those insights. It's so cool to see what's being built. Okay, so we've looked back. We're starting to look forward. And as we approach the end of the planned program today, we just wanted to take a moment to zoom in on some different ways for folks to get involved. So I want to just bring up some Cabin contributors to share a little bit more about those ways. So get your stamp. Ooh, what is this?
Stamps are that thing you saw in my profile. They're kind of like stickers for your laptop, and they speak to your history with Cabin. So this here is a historic event in Cabin, the State of the Network call. And if you go to cabin.city/SOTN, State of the Network, you can get this stamp for your profile. If you have an account, it'll get, it's a good chance to update your account. If you don't have one, it'll walk you through making one. Super quick, takes like 2 minutes, and then you get your stamp.
Amazing. Thanks, Gran. Yeah, and if you're not familiar with stamps, they're really a community credentialing tool we have. So you can see what other events people have gone to. You can see that Charlie has led a build week in the past. You can see what types of gatherings and meetups people have attended. So when you're connecting with community members on the census, you can actually see, oh, wow, they've been to this, they've been to that. Oh, they went to, Dow Camp back in the day and all these different things. So make sure you get your stamp for today's gathering. Awesome. And the accelerator, how can we apply?
Yeah, go to this link that I'm sharing if you're interested. We're just looking for amazing humans to join us in the next round. And if it doesn't feel like the right time for you to build a neighborhood or it's not calling your name, we really need your help spreading the word. So feel free to share the link on socials. Have a good think on like, who do I know who would actually be a good fit for this? And then the next thing we're doing is we're hosting a story slam in the next week on Thursday. It's basically like the equivalent of a demo day for our current program, where the current neighborhood stewards are going to be sharing stories from the past 3 months. So if you're curious, if you want to cheer them on, come join us for an intimate call.
Amazing. Thanks, Savannah. All right, Network Society Camp. What do we got, John?
One more special opportunity that we have coming up from October 11th to 14th. We are going to be outside of Austin, Texas for Network Society Camp. Cabin is the lead organizer and sponsor for this event, but it is going to be a cross-section of the Network Society ecosystem, leaders and builders from across the world coming together for a really intimate, non-conference experience. It's going to be at this incredible summer camp on a lake. And we're basically just going to be spending a lot of time getting to know each other and talking about the future of network societies. So you can head over to tns.camp to check it out and apply. And we would love to see you there.
Amazing. Thanks, John. And thanks for everyone that's been involved putting this together. I got the chance to visit this camp over the years, and it's great. I mean, I was a big camp guy growing up, and it's just like so nostalgic, sleeping in the bunks, going to the cafeteria, hanging out with friends, and really just touching some grass. So if you want to learn more, you can go check out the website there and apply, and we'll see you at the camp. Amazing. All right, my friend. So just to kind of summarize some next steps, create or update your profile on cabin.city to include your location, apply for the Neighborhood Accelerator program by September 8th, join our Story Slam on September 5th, and gather with us at Network Society Camp in October. There's lots of different ways to get involved. Of course, you can always hop to Discord, book a call with someone from our team, and really join the party. There's a lot of happening, in the cabin community, and we really want to, connect with folks where they are in their journey. So maybe if you're not ready for, the Neighborhood Accelerator right now, you can hang back. You can connect with some folks that participate in the program, or you can tell your friend that's always hosting those dinner parties that really wants to, share more experiences with people in their neighborhood. Awesome. So if you have any questions about any of the next steps or ways you can get involved, you can always hop in the Discord and send those around. We come to the end. Yeah, we really want to have some time for folks to ask questions, reflect, connect, hang out for a bit. If you want to connect with us on our different socials, you can do that. Of course, you can always go to cabin.city to join the fun there. And of course, apply to the Neighborhood Accelerator program. We're really excited to continue growing this program. It's been such a huge success so far, and there's a lot of momentum. So we're super pumped to welcome in cohort 2 to the mix. So get those applications in before the deadline that's coming up next Sunday. All right, my friends, it's been so lovely hanging with y'all. We'll be sticking around for a little bit if you have questions and the final kind of community connection exercise. But until then, let's keep building, let's keep connecting, let's keep dreaming, let's keep getting after it, doing the things, touching grass, playing infinite games, and creating the future we want to live in. It's been a true pleasure coming back on the microphone to share this space with y'all. We're here to support you. We love you. Sending good vibes, health, joy to everyone out there. Let us know if you need anything. Much love, and we'll see you on the trail.